I guess I like photography because it allows me to show people what I see with my own eyes. Like, of course, everything looks the same to people, but at the same time, everybody sees things differently. And, you know, the side of a building might not interest anybody, it might not draw their eye in, but it draws my eye in. And then when I show people my work, I get to show them those things. So, I don't know, I just think looking at other people's photos is a nice way to see the world through other people's eyes, and with my art, I get to show people what I see, and it's just sort of, I like to share. What are they all doing over there? They have I just always look for weird people, just weird things going on. I look for, I don't know, the street preachers with their wild signs that I love so much. I look for people dancing, I've seen people in costumes just walking around. I walk around downtown, so there's always something interesting to catch. I'm originally from Woodstock, Ontario, not too far from here, but now I live in Toronto, and I love this city because it gives me a lot to shoot. I grew up surrounded by photography. My dad always loved taking photos, and I got my first camera when I was probably about 7, and I've just been shooting ever since. I love digital and film photography, and I'm always trying new things. My favorite thing to do is street photography, and in the end, I want to do photography for fashion magazines and fashion photo shoots, and things like that. So, that's my goal here. Because I don't tend to shoot in the park here. I guess my thing is too, like when I do I shoot a lot of people in the street, but I try not to get like faces or anything in it when I can, because I don't want to be too much of a creep. So I don't tend to shoot in the park because people will like stare at me and I'm like, I don't know why. I just look for things that are like not that interesting typically, and I try to find a way to make them interesting. I really like to shoot animals, but there's not a lot of that in Toronto, I feel. I always look at the squirrels and I think like, how crazy would I look if I was just sitting around shooting squirrels? I have a lot of pigeon shots actually from a little while ago. Some pigeons there. I really like that white pigeon. That's what I mean, like beauty in the mundane kind of thing. Like, a pigeon is like nothing. They're everywhere, but I have a bit of a pigeon problem and obsession. Just so everybody knows. I'm weird. I tend to shoot stuff straight on or like at a corner to get like perfectly straight parallel lines and try to make it look more like an art piece than a building. I don't know why. I don't know what my obsession is. I don't really know a whole lot about architecture or anything of the sort. So, again, a 50mm lens probably isn't the best lens to shoot this sort of stuff with, but it just allows me to be a little more discreet on the streets and more compact, easy to clean. I don't know, I end up on Queen Street a lot, but there's not really a lot to shoot on Queen Street. I'm a little too busy. I think Spadina is where I shoot the most. Do we want to head that way?
Yeah, sure.
Should we go back this way, maybe? With just the weirdest little things. Payphones? Love them. I don't know why. the tomatoes. Hold on though. There we go. I don't know, there's just a strange situation here now. That chicken's been through it. Oh. Yeah, maybe we'll go that way towards the square. Maybe there's something interesting in the square today. Who knows? Lately I've been doing like just kind of the same laps that I would take to go to school if it was normal. I walk from my house like down Dundas to the school, and then I pretend I'm doing class, and then I go home. Glad to be bugging out. Anything can be interesting. You know what? I always like the street car lines. I don't know. Again, don't know why. It's a mystery to me. Oh, we got that one. I also have no fear apparently of just standing in the middle of the road. I like the sun. Any sort of like direct sunlight or shadows or whatever, I'm like, ooh, I got a good picture right away. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Wake up, people. We do not accept the mark of the beast. I was hoping I'd see at least one anti-masker. And we got him. Or anti-vaccinator, I suppose. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I almost want to, if that guy stands up with his sign again, because that's more anti-mask people over there, I might cross over there. Just curious to see what's going on in here. Oh yeah.
No, I'm standing on the street.
Huh? Oh my god, yes. Alright.
Oops.
I got a pretty good picture of that guy putting the sign in the back of his truck. I don't know if he'd be happy about that picture, but He doesn't want me to wear a mask, so I don't care. Too many billboards for me. So
Looked like Times Square.
yeah. That's why you gotta have the patience.
Nice.
Okay. This is my weapon of choice for today. It's a Nikon D5600. I got it 3 years ago on sale. I'm not much of a gearhead, which is funny for being a photography major, but I just like to walk around with my 50mm lens that keeps it nice and compact. I usually shoot in color, but I've been shooting in black and white on it lately to replicate film for one of my courses. And yeah, I'm not very serious. I just walk around with the camera and the lens. I don't own much more gear other than a tripod. And I do most of my photography on the street, so there's no need for lights or reflectors or anything. I just work with the sunlight and go home when the sun goes down. Probably my favorite spot in the city to shoot is anywhere up Spadina, around between Spadina and Queen and Dundas. There's just always so many people there, always something crazy to see. There's so many markets and colorful things and interesting architecture if you look up. Just, there's always something. Very busy, and I like that. My current photo inspiration is Chris Shepard, a photographer I follow on Instagram, and he works out of the city of Toronto, and he does sort of the same thing as me. He does a lot of walking around and taking photos of very mundane things in a very interesting way. And he displays at the Bowsy Gallery by OCAD, so maybe check him out. But in this time where I can't really be out shooting people in a studio as I would really like to, he's kind of my inspiration to give me something else to shoot.